Sorry. So in yesterday class, we have seen about first function, last function, index, size, and lookup functions, right? So today we are going to see this window sum function, window min, window max, and window average and window count functions. So all these are window functions only. So whatever the data we have in a sheet, all the functions will be operating on that sheet only. So the name itself is indicating, right? The window sum means it will do the summation of all the rows which are existed within that sheet. Okay, for example, I have 10 rows in a sheet. So what the window sum function will do is it will do the summation of all those rows again. Okay? It will do the summation of all those rows again. So let me tell you the simple example. You see, sales is already aggregated. So because of reason we are getting 29 lakhs this one. And if you drag a region into the row shelf, you see those 29 lakhs is divided or aggregated for each region. Now, what I will do is I want to keep the total 29 lakhs in a separate column. So that means I want to do the summation of all these rows again. So these rows are coming because of which measure sum of sales. Okay. So if you want to do the summation of all the rows which are in the window, right? Then we go for window sum function. So let's create a calculation field, window sum function. I can say simply window function. So a simple syntax is just type window here. So when you type window, right, it will show all the functions which are starting with window like this. So window average, window correlation, window count, like that. We will be seeing all the functions here. If you scroll down here, I can see somewhere window sum function like this. We have window sum function. Now, this window sum function is taking two arguments: expression, start, comma, end. Sorry, three arguments. So this is the first argument. So this is the second argument, and this is third argument. So the first argument is expression. So the expression should be like this sum of sales. I have to provide this sum of sales. Why? Because I want to do the summation of all these rows, right? These rows we are getting because of this sum of sales. So the expression should be always a measure here. Okay? So I'll simply drag this measure here. Now, as I said earlier, the second argument and third argument are both are within a open braces, right? So these are optional arguments. So even if you don't provide this, right, this function will work. So now what this function will do is this window sum function will do the summation of sum of sales again. So this sum of sales is nothing but this row, this row, this row, this row, right? So this window sum function will do the summation of all these rows, which it see in the sheet. Just click on apply. Just search for window sum function. So by default, the output of this window sum function is again a measure only. So because of that reason, I can see this calculation is in green color. Just double click on this function, calculation. Now you see. So it is doing the summation of all these rows, all the sum of sales again. So in that way, it is giving you 29 lakhs. So you see, to achieve the same requirement, right? To achieve the same requirement, what we have done in the LOD functions, we have used fixed LOD. Fixed LOD, or we have used exclude LOD also. To achieve the same requirement, like to get the total sales, we can go for either fixed LOD or we can go for exclude LOD also. But what is the difference between fixed LOD and other these options means fixed LOD will not depend upon any other dimension, whereas window sum function and exclude function will depend upon the other filters also. You can go to that LOD calculations one more time. Okay. Now simply now you see what will happen. For example, I'm applying region as a filter. Now when I uncheck the west region here, now you see what is happening. So we have not selected the west region, right? So because of that reason, I can see three rows in the sheet. Now the window sum function will do the summation of these three rows only. Okay. So the fixed LOD will not work in this way. Okay, you can go to that. The fixed LOD will not depend upon this filter, this region filter. Okay. Okay. So this is a so this is how the window function will work. And what is the advantage of this window sum function? So the advantage of window sum function is like I have region wise sales here and I have total sales here. So if you want to find out the percentage of this 5,31,000, so I want to find out 5,31,000 is how much percent of this total sales. So this should be in the numerator denominator, and this 5,31 should be in the numerator. So we have already seen right how to find out the percentage, right? So it should be sum of sales divided by window sum function. So in the denominator, you can directly use a window function which we have already written here, or you can do in this way also. You can write window sum function one more time. That is not a problem. Okay. Window sum of sales. So numerator is sum of sales. This one. So this sum of sales will represent each row in the sheet, and this window sum function will do the summation of all the rows in the sheet. Will do the summation of all the rows in the sheet. Okay, this is how we can find out the percentage of each. So it is very important actually. So we'll be frequently using these percentages in the real time. Why? Because if you say something in terms of in terms of number, right, the user may not understand, or we don't understand exactly how much we are spending or how much sales we are getting. So if you say this in terms of percentage, right? For example, this 5 lakhs is 30 percentage means we can understand that, okay, out of 100 sales, we are getting 30 rupees sales from the central region only, like that. So because of that reason, in the real time, most of the time, we'll represent most of the things in the percentages only. So it is very easy for us to understand in terms of percentage. Okay. So just calculation 18, just drag 18 here, so it will give the percentage. By default it will give you 0 here. You can go to format option, you already know, just apply percentage like that. So you see, out of 100 out of total sales, 18% are coming from central region, 30% are coming from east region, 15% and from south, and 35 from the west region. So in that way, will it will be very easy for the user to identify how much which region is performing more. Now we'll come to window min function. So just removing the calculation item here percentage. I just want to modify the same window function here. So as we said, window sum function will do the summation of all the rows, right? Now what I will do is, now my requirement is, out of all these rows, I want to find out what is the minimum sales of out of all these rows. I want to find out minimum sales out of all these regions. So for that, I can simply go for window min function. Okay. So just click on apply here. Now you see, from out of all these four rows, it will be trying to find out what is the minimum row sales, and it will display that sales in the separate column like this. See, so this is the minimum sales. We can see the same thing. It will display across each row or across each region. And if I go for window max function, simple. It will go to this window. It will try to identify what is the maximum sales. I can say this one, right? So just when you click on apply here, it will try to find out the maximum sales and it will give you. So window max, window sum function, window. So we have seen all these, right? Now, now let's see one more thing here. Now let's come again to the window sum function. Let's come to window sum function again. So we already know it will be the summation of all the rows. So in that way, we are getting total sales here. But we have seen the window sum function is taking three arguments, right? But we have provided only one argument here, that is expression, that is sum of sales we have provided. And what about the other two arguments? So start and end we have to provide here. Second argument is start, third argument is end here. Now Let us say start argument, second argument I am providing 0 here, and the end argument I am providing here 2 here. So what it will do, as I said you earlier, 0 means always current row, 1 means next row, -1 means previous row. So what it will do is, it will do the summation of current row plus next 2 rows. So it will do the summation of next 3 rows, including current row, like that. Okay, just click on apply here. Now we'll see how it will do. So we are getting this total sales due to current row plus next 2 rows. Sorry, next 2 rows. Yeah, next 2 rows. So if you do the summation of these 3 rows, right, you will be getting this answer. And similarly, when you go to the next row, this one, this is the summation of current row plus next 2 rows. So current row plus next 2 rows, like that. Okay. Let's see, 8 plus 4, like 12. 12 plus, yeah, 23, like that. Okay. So just try to understand. And then this is the summation of current row plus next 2 rows. This row plus we don't have any next row, right? Because of that reason, it is showing summation of these 2 rows, like that. And if you go here, so this is exactly equal to this one. Why? Because it will give you the summation of current row plus next 2 rows, but we don't have next 2 rows, right? Because of that reason, it will give you the same result here. Okay. Now, if you modify this one, right? For example, I want to go back actually. So what is my requirement is, currently we are taking the next rows, right? Now what I want to take is, I want to do the previous rows actually. So I want to do the summation of previous 2 rows, like that. So what I will do? So now I will do previous 2 rows means -2, comma, end means I can say 0 here. So what it will do, just click on apply here. Now you see, it will take the -2 means previous 2 rows, till which row means till current row. -2, -2, -1, and current row. So this will be the summation of these 3 rows actually. So because of that reason, if you go to first row, we are getting as it is here. Why? Because it will do the summation of this row plus previous 2 rows, but we don't have previous 2 rows. So it is giving same result. Now we are getting this 14 lakhs because of current row plus previous row, like that. Okay. So it is very important for us to understand these Windows sum functions. So in real time, using Windows sum functions, we can achieve more complex requirements also. Okay, so let me tell you one more example on the same. So I'm just taking new sheet here. So I want to tell a simple example here by taking Excel file. Okay, so we'll be seeing all cricket matches, right? So for example, assume that India is playing. So this is nothing but overs, and these are nothing but runs. Okay. So in the first over, assume that they got 10 runs. And in the second over, they got 2 runs. In the third over, they got 0 runs. Assume that. And in the fourth over and in the fifth over, assume that they got 1 run and they got like 5 runs. Okay. So assume that this is the score of a particular match. So in the first over, they got 10 runs, second over, 2 runs, third over, 0, fourth over, 1, fifth over, 5 runs. But you see, whenever we are seeing these matches, right? Whenever we are seeing these matches, so till first over completing, how many runs they made? 10 runs. And till second over completes, what is the total saves they have done? Sorry, total runs means after completing second over, they have made total runs of 2 plus all the previous overs, right? So 2 plus 10, 12. And when come to the third over, in the third over, they have made 0 runs only. But in the second over and in the third over, they have made some runs, right? So the total score till third over completing is 0 plus 2 plus 10. So summation of current row plus all the previous rows, like that. Okay. So 0 plus 2 plus 10, like that. So it will be 12 only again. Now when come to this one, like it is 13 now. So this is like now 13 plus 5, 18, like that. So it is called a running summation or running total. It is called running total or running sum. So I'll tell you one more example also. For example, I'm a person. On day one, I have spent 100 rupees. And on day two, I spent 50 rupees. So total how much amount I spent on day one, 100 only. But after completing 2 days, I spent 150 rupees, like that. So it is the running summation of all the current row plus all the previous rows. So it is called running total. To achieve this, what is the logic we have to do is, I'll tell you simply. So for example, how we are getting this 18 means summation of current row plus all the previous rows. Previous rows till which row? Till first row, right? Like that. So I'll go to the here, take the order date into the row shelf, just take the sales here. So if you want to achieve the same thing with the help of same sample data, right? Just take it, Control C, come to any one sheet, click on the middle of the sheet, just do paste it here, Control V. You see by default, as these are numbers, Tableau is taking those numbers into measures only. So what I will do, I'll convert my overs into a dimension. Why? Because I should not do the summation of all these overs, right? Because of that reason. Now run should be in the measures only. Now you see this is overwise score. Now I'll simply go to my calculation here. So I will do window sum of runs, and I have to take the till first row I have to take, right? So I'll take my first function here. I told you about the first function in the previous class. What is the first function we will represent is, it will always refers to the first record. So here the third argument is 0 here. Now what it will do, from the current row till first row, it will do the summation of all the rows. So from the current row, that is from current, 0 means current row. From current row to first row, it will take all the rows and it will do the summation, like that. Now just click on apply here, just double click on here. Now you see, just drag it in second place. Now you see we got exact answer what we see in the Excel. So till completing of the fifth hour, we got 18 times. It is the summation of all the previous rows. So we are referring to previous first row means, that is we are using first function here. Okay. So it is called a running total actually. It is called a running total. So for example, if you want to do the reverse summation, right? If you want to do, now what we are doing in the current row, from the current row, we are taking the summation of all the previous rows, right? So if you want to, from current row to, if you want to do the summation of all the next rows, right? Then I can go to 0 and last function. This last function will do the, uh, it will refer to the last row actually. Okay. Just click on apply. Now you see, the first row is because of summation of current row plus till last row. It will take all the rows till last row from the current row and it will do the summation, and it is giving 18 here. So it is called reverse running total. Okay. So there are two concepts in the real time, running total and reverse running total. Reverse running total means this one. Okay. So don't want to go in bit detail. You can understand easily by watching one more time if you want. So in a similar way, I'll go to sheet 35 here. So in the 2019, I got 5 lakhs totals, 5 lakhs sales. In the 2020, I got 5 lakhs 79,000 total sales. But what is my requirement? At the end of the each year, I want to see the what is the total sales after all the previous years also, like that. So I'll go to simply this function, Windows sum function, sum of sales. It is very easy. So you may be confusing, like sometimes I'm writing 0 comma 2 here, and when I'm writing -2, right, I'm just coming -2 now, and I'm just taking 0 at the last function, right? So that is why, because the start function should be always less than end function. Start should be always less than end. So because of that reason, -2 is always less than 0, right? Because of that reason, when you are taking negative numbers, uh, the negative number should be a second argument, like that. Okay, just to practice it bit. So this is also a very important question in the interviews. If you are able to tell these type of questions also, it is one of the question they'll ask you, and if you are able to tell this answer, there are more chances for you to select actually. So this is the type of function. So even 4 to 5 years experience people also not able to answer this question in real time. So I have seen so many people also who are working my team like that. Okay. So, so simply 0 comma first I can say, or first is always referring to the previous rows, right? So because of that reason I can say like this, first comma 0. Okay, just click on apply. Now you see, just double click it. Now you see, so it is a summation of current row plus all the previous rows, but we don't have any previous row, right? Because of that reason we are getting same answer again. This is the summation of, sorry, correct one. So this is calculation 9. So this is the summation of current row plus all the previous rows, like that. Okay, hope you understand. Now assume that, what is the next level for the years? Quarters, right? So I'll simply click on the plus symbol here. Now when you click on the plus symbol here, it is automatically going to the next level here. Now here what is happening? So if you go to any row, for example, if I go to quarter 4 in the 2019, so this is the summation of all the previous rows, right? Okay, from current row to all the previous rows. And if you come to 2020, this quarter 1, so this is the summation of 2020 quarter 1 plus all the previous row, all the previous quarters in the previous year. Okay, so as we discussed in the initial class, I want my window function to restart for each and every year. So I want to take this running total within the year only. Okay. So for example, when I come to quarter 4, this should be the summation of all the previous quarters within that year 2019. And when the new year is starting here 2020, I want to restart my window function again from starting onward. Like that, that means it should be for quarter 1, it should display same as it is only. And for the quarter 2, it should be a summation of current quarter plus previous quarter. Within that year only, I have to do that summation again. So if you want to do that right, then what I can do, we have discussed already this while discussing about last first functions. Just come to this calculation 19. I can go to compute using option, or I can go to edit table calculation. I can go to specific dimension, select the year and quarter here. At the level, I have to select quarter here. Why? Because I want to do the summation of all the quarters here. But when I go to the new year, right, I want to restart my window function from, I want to restart my window function. So I'll simply select year of order date here. Now you see what is happening. So for each and every year, this calculation 9 will be restarted. So in that way, if you see when the new year is starting, right? When the new year is starting, we can see the sales as it is for the quarter 1. And this is a summation of quarter 2 plus quarter 1 within this year, like that. So if I go to quarter 4, this is a summation of all the previous quarters within this year. Like when the new year is starting, again the window function is restarting again from first row within that year. So 981, like that. Okay, hope you understand. Now you see, I want to convert this into a line chart in the real time. Most of the time, when we are going for the date fields, right? When we are going for date fields, we have to compulsory. We don't use most of the time text tables here. we have to convert this text table into a line chart. Now let's see how to convert this into a line chart actually. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll simply drag my measure values into the column shelf. So measure values means I have sales column and calculation 19. Now you see, when you drag measure values, automatically the chart will be line chart only. Now I'll go to my swap option here. When I do the swap option, these rows will go to the columns and columns will come to the rows like that. Just do the swapping here. Now you see, just display the text here, totals like that. Okay. You see, so this is the running total here. For each and every year, it is restarting. Okay. So in this way, we can convert text table into a line chart. In the real time, most of the time, first to achieve any requirement in the form of text table, then convert the text table to bar chart, line chart, like that, what is the chart you want. If you want to change the same line chart to a bar chart, don't go for a show me option. Initially, if you are a beginner, then only we can go for show me option. But now we can go for marks card here. Then you can simply select bar chart here. Now all that will be converted into bar chart. Okay. Now if you want to give different color for each bar, right? So for each year, if you want different color, simply drag the order date into color shelf. Now you see for each year we got different color. Okay, like that. Like that we'll be generating any type of bar chart. But for first we have to generate a text table. From the text table only we have to convert that into a line chart, bar chart, like that. You can go to marks card here. You can simply select line here. It will be converted again to line chart. You can go to area chart here, like that. You can generate any type of chart here. Okay. So we have discussed it till now. What is the use of Windows sum function, right? And lastly, we have discussed about running total using Windows sum function. But in general, right? In general, if you want to achieve the running total, right, then no need to go for Windows sum function actually. We have one more function which is called a running sum function also is there. Running sum function is there. So simply for this running sum function, we need not to provide any arguments here. So first, only one argument we have to provide, that is expression. Just provide sum of sales here. So just click on apply. Calculation 20, it will be directly giving you the uh, running total. So this will be giving you directly the running total only. So in this case, you can use either Windows sum function or running total only. Running sum function also you can use. Okay, it will do the summation of. So it is a summation of current row plus previous rows. But what is the limitation of this running sum function is, so it will take, for example, if you want to do the reverse running total, right? As we have done the reverse running total using Windows sum function, right? But you cannot achieve that reverse running total using this running sum function. Why? Because here we don't have an option to provide start and end arguments here, because of that reason. Okay. So let me go to this one. Let's see Windows sum function, maybe a rolling sum running. Okay. So in the real time, they will ask you one more question like this also. So the running total, they are simply saying rolling sum of last n rows. Rolling sum of last n rows, they will be asking you. So it is straightforward only. Just we have seen like that only. Just drag the order date to the row shelf, change it to month level, just convert it to discrete now. Now we have like sales. So what will be they are asking you is like at any row they want to display the rolling sum. They will be saying like this rolling total of last n rows. The rolling sum means simply a summation of previous 6 rows, previous 5 rows, like that. So for this also I can go for, I can say rolling sum of last 6 months. They'll be saying simply like this. The simply I can do a Windows sum function again. So the naming convention is only different. We have seen already this one. They want to see the last six row summation, right? Minus 5 comma 0. So I'll tell you how it will work. So simple. At any row, if you go to any current row, so this is a summation of current row plus last six rows. That is last 6 months. I'm saying you last six rows, but they will be asking you in real time these questions. I want to do the summation of last 6 months, running total of last 6 months at each and every row. So I can go for Windows sum function. If you go for this row, this should be the summation of last 6 months they will be asking you. So it is a summation of current row plus last 6 months like that. Okay. Okay. So and we have one more last one. So we have a category here and we have subcategory. So now I can go for window count function. We have one more function which is called window count function. Straightforward only. The count means it will be the count of this one, like what is the argument we have to provide here is like expression, and so simply do the subcategory. I want to do the count of subcategories, right? So just simply do the count t of subcategory. Okay. So this is calculation 21. So what it will do is it will take the subcategory count here. Okay, like that. Just apply. It's calculation 21. So by default, what it will do is we have seen the same option using size function. So I'm just telling you here using window count function also. So this window count function is very important actually. So it is also taking two arguments, second argument and third argument. Okay, very important thing. So like that. But I want to do the same thing within this window, within for each category, right? So you can simply go to compute using our edit table calculation and simply select subcategory. And within this furniture, it will show how many subcategories are there like that. Okay. So most of the time, we'll be generating a line chart for this like that. First convert it to bar chart, then select line chart here. Okay. When you are selecting line path, line chart here, you will be getting line type here. So you can select this one, this one, this one like that. You can select. So we'll see about line chart bit later in detail. Okay. So this is for this class. If you have any question, just ping me because